Hey, Verified News community, VNN's Brittany Harlow here for VNN Live on Wednesday nights. Gathered you here for a fate recap. But before we get into that, I'm going to hop into our first segment, which is being a part of the conversation. Please join us. Drop me a comment in the comments section of this YouTube live stream. Let me know how great our audio is. If we're working, we don't sound like the Terminator. If you can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, I always like to hear positive feedback like that. You can always send me an email as well, bharlow@verifiednews.network. That is my email address. I check my email addictively all the time. I don't wake up in the middle of the night to check it, but I feel like that's something that I would do eventually. But no, I'm curbing it in, but I do a lot of the time answer my emails relatively quickly, and especially while I'm streaming, I'm here keeping an eye on it diligently to interact with you, our Verified News community. You can also, my biggest ask for everybody is to subscribe. It's free. It's the best, easiest way that you can support this Verified News community and the work that we do sharing diverse local news. Go to verifiednews.network, find out where you put your email in, and then just do it. Get news, information, email about the news industry, in addition to local news in our communities. So we're working really hard to fill news gaps, be counter against news deserts where good local news is disappearing. So we're a vehicle for diverse local news coverage that is needed in our communities. And we do that through our Verified News community, which is our subscribers, our audience, our users, our listeners, our people in our community that are asking us to cover these stories that we're covering. And so you can be a part of this family too. All it takes is a email or just staying in the know with what we're doing and what we're working on and being a part of this relationship. It's that easy. And so this week in the app, when I talk about our social news media app, I'm talking about the VNN app. You can find it on our website that I just shared with you, verifiednews.network, or you can type it in if you want. App.verifiednews.network is how you find it. This is what it looks like. You're able to create a free user account, customize your news feeds, update your profile with a picture, just like other traditional social media websites. But the only difference is that everything you find on the VNN app is verified news and information, verified by journalists like me, community flagging system, our AI technology, keeping everybody in line. So it's good stuff. I like to go over the top stories that we have. Our most recent stories: Haskell Indian College got $20 million for a new science hub. It's the biggest award that this organization has ever awarded to a tribal or Indian college. And then we got some info from the city of Tulsa about a burn ban, along with the TFD and other agencies about the burn ban in Tulsa County. We have some news from our affiliates. We got some more news that we're working on behind the scenes. So again, free to join, be a part of what we're doing. We're always looking for supporters, but it doesn't take much to be a supporter of Verified News and helping out this cause, diverse local news coverage. I am going to dedicate tonight to fate. It's kind of just fate, not to be too cliche about how this naming came about, because I knew that when I was approached with the opportunity to do something in our communities that hasn't been done before, I really felt that people that come from adverse backgrounds, such as extreme poverty, substance use disorder, criminal backgrounds, that what really kind of helps people turn that new leaf is finding something that they're passionate about, and that really helps them become the positive members of society that they're always meant to be. Is what I believe and what I found through entrepreneurship and working with entrepreneurs and working with community leaders, movers, and shakers. And so that is how our Fate series was born. And again, I named the series first. It was From Addiction to Entrepreneurship, is what I had called it. And then when I came into additional funding for this learning series that I wanted to put on through VNN, I had to up it to adversity to be more encompassing of issues that community members are struggling with all over Oklahoma specifically, but really everywhere, right? Everyone has adversity in their community and likely in their own lives. I would say that's the majority of people, not the minority, that have had to overcome some kind of adversity, right? But this series really took deep contextual looks at why people are in adverse situations to begin with, how they ended up. A lot of it's generational, that is passed on, unfortunately, from one generation to the next. And so that is a lot of what you see is that generational adversity. And so we partnered with Big If True. I'm going to throw up the website here. If you want to learn more about it, again, From Adversity to Entrepreneurship is this event. You go to our homepage, verifiednews.network, and see that News and Events tab up in the top right. You click on that, and then at the top of there is our Fate series page. So I'm really excited. As I said, we had so many good partners for this. I was amazed at how many people wanted to be a part of this series. From She Brews Coffee House, and we're actually putting some more information up there. We had a specific set interview and story on Rhonda Bear, who founded the She Brews Coffee House chain. And we had the mayor of Okmulgee that took part in our event. We had so many businesses and local organizations that were part of the conversation that are sharing their resources. Big If True, our big news partner for this event, did 2 contextual reporting stories. They're publishing their 3rd one on Monday. I can't wait to read it and share it. We'll be pushing out the final Fate post in this chapter. And I want to say chapter because I don't think that the book is closed on this Fate series. We've had a lot of people reach out to us just about how much they appreciated the series, how much they want to be a part of it, how much they want to be a part of this conversation. And I'm going to drop some ways about how people can comment and leave messages to share to build on this series, because it was just for this short run that we had this grant to fund it. But it's something that we definitely want to keep building on, that we hope our community leaders, state leaders, anyone with any kind of power or influence for change to build upon. This is literally just the first step, is talking with our community members and finding out what kind of barriers are preventing them from overcoming adversity and entering entrepreneurship. And of course, the benefits, because there's so many benefits for people who overcome adversity and go into entrepreneurship, start businesses, create growth and opportunity for others. It's a beautiful thing. We also did a survey. I'll throw that up on the screen real quick. So this is our community survey that we have done. It's fully available online as far as who took part in it. We asked people about addiction. We asked people about domestic abuse, their experiences with it, their thoughts on it, others that are experiencing that. And then, of course, poverty is huge in big cities and in rural areas, both of which we were in, talking with people, finding out the different pros and cons and what they're experiencing. We also interviewed addicts and entrepreneurs both about that experience. and where they are in that journey, what's helped them, what they're still needing. So that, of course, is like a huge part of all of this, is what our community members are still needing, right? Because obviously, we had a really couple interesting things that we saw, like here in Tulsa. There's obviously so much opportunity for entrepreneurs, incubators, accelerators, and help for people. But over in Okmulgee, our rural area that we had done this learning series, not so much, as far as getting into that passion. And the best advice a couple of people offered was to leave and come back. But of course, the experts that we talked to say that a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to feel like they're abandoning their communities, and so they just stay there. Things don't change. But there are some really cool updates that we're even working with in the future of expanding opportunities in these rural areas. But then a big problem, of course, too, that we also found is that a lot of basic needs of self-sustainability are still not being met there. And so how do you go forward into entrepreneurship and developing passions and such like that when your basic needs aren't being met? And how come those basic needs aren't being met? But of course, there's kind of circling back to Tulsa. There's a lot more people here, a lot more opportunity, but there is a lack of, mental health care everywhere in Oklahoma, I would say. And there's not a lot of trauma-informed entrepreneurship. That's something else that's being developed. So we're looking forward to where that comes out of and when. And so we're going to be following up and updating and really just keeping tabs on all of these seeds that we've planted, and following up and seeing who's picking them up. And we're definitely, like I said, going to revisit the series soon. But I'm so thankful for everyone who took part in this FATE learning series with VNN and Bay If True, all of our sponsors, all of our local businesses and our organizations that took part. I cannot thank you enough. Like I said, this page is also going to be updated throughout August, so I hope that you will go check that out. VerifiedNews.network. Click on our news and events, hit FATE. We're going to be posting more stories next week for the full entirety of this learning series that we did this summer. And let me know what you think about it. Let me know how you think that we should expand, who we should bring in, and what you think that the next steps should be. Of course, I'm going to throw it up here on the screen. The best way to reach out is in that comment section or send me an email. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then, of course, in our app. You sign up, register a free account, and then let me know in the series stories what you thought. We did one on Okmulgee and one in Tulsa. So again, just so thankful for this opportunity. Final shout out goes to NAJA, Native American Journalists Association, and the Oklahoma Media Center, who funded the majority of this series and was responsible for making all of this learning possible. I'm so excited to learn more about this FATE pathway and what can be done to improve lives through entrepreneurship, which, of course, as a news entrepreneur, is an area that's very close to my heart. So thanks for tuning in tonight. I guess we'll see you next week for what's next on the calendar. And in the meantime, you know how to find me. Thanks, Verified News community.